Alright, time to play another game, and this one is called Collector's Cove. And let's see, so we have backpack on tab or E. I wonder if I can press that now. I can. That was odd. I don't think that's really on purpose, right? That it's available while we're in this mode. Can I walk and I can walk around also? Okay, so you can actually, I can start the game without starting the game. That's interesting. You should probably have a mode when the title screen is up that you're not allowed to give the input to the game. But yeah, I'm just gonna see what happens. Can I die? What happens when I die? Okay, so I can die while in not having started the game. All right, let's see how this plays then. So I think, but I don't have anything. Okay, so I can add stuff to. Does that mean why is it different colors? And why does that blink? I do not know. I do not know. So I've added some stuff. Okay, so now I have some sort of attack. But now, oh, because the arrows, is that it? So if I open, no, I still have arrows. So I don't know why the arrows ended. I don't know why the arrows ended. I had some arrows to start. Basic arrow. If also I need to do a bunch of these to have a couple of arrows, it would be nice not to have to go up and click on it each time. Instead, it could just keep the thing here that I selected. So a bit of a phone. And some. What happens if I have multiple swords? Don't know. And some cocktails. So. It's interesting that, but I don't gain anything, right? I don't fully understand. So I have unlimited loot for some reason, and like, what happens if I just have this? Do I even have an attack? No, I cannot attack. If I add a short bow and I add a basic arrow, I cannot attack. If I add a basic arrow here, I can shoot it once. Also, it sort of looks like if I clear all, if I put the longbow here and then I add the arrows here, because it attaches like so, and then that was the longbow. If we take, why is the short, maybe a short bow is shorter than a longbow. Oh, by the way, because the image is to the right of the cursor, I think that's why I'm accidentally putting it here rather than here. It would be nice if it is not the cursor but what this hovers mostly, that was where it ended up. So now it would be nice if there was a way, okay, that moved me, if there's a way to rotate this, right? Because now, okay, so right click, maybe it's, now I did that again. Maybe it said somewhere, basic arrow, right click. There we want you. Basic arrow, right click. It would have been nice to remove this one or drag it. I don't know what happens if you add a short sword to the great sword. Does that make for some sort of combo? And then we can add a cocktail here because it had attachments there. And let's add another cocktail here. Does this make any sense? I don't really know. You're a bit stuck down there. And it seems, if I understand it right, that well, I don't know. It looks like going up is always one type of room, going okay, now I'm stuck there. Going down is another type of room, etc. Get rid of you. I don't like you. All right. And if I go down, I have the same room, right? Yeah. And if I, so this is a new room I haven't tried, I suppose. I'm just not, what I'm thinking here is that I'm not clear on progression. If there is a progression, if there is sort of an end goal here. And since I don't get loot while doing this, as far as I can see, there's, or not even a, like, you've killed so and so many. It doesn't really feel like there's a benefit. Okay, this is an empty room. This is where I started, maybe. Like, do I have a plan here? Maybe also you shouldn't be able to go through the enemies. Maybe there should be a collision of sorts. But this doesn't seem to bring me anywhere special. And they're actually hitting me a little bit. But yeah, it's a huge place, or we're just looping around randomly. I do not know. Where are we? Outside? No. Bunch of empty rooms. Maybe they are rooms I've cleared before, I don't know. So yeah, there's a problem with the progression here. That's what I'm trying to say. I like the idea of not really having any attack until you put stuff in your backpack, and then that makes for an attack. It is a bit silly that you shoot arrows out of your backpack somehow. But I mean, silly doesn't necessarily mean bad. When I read the description, what I thought was that first, when you enter the world, your backpack is empty and it's just a piece of cloth, and you really have to hit many times before you could damage someone. And then as you gain loot through exploring and defeating enemies and put them inside your backpack becomes more and more dangerous, and it's the backpack that you use to hit people with. And that, I think, would have been a real interesting, or at least could be a really interesting mechanic. As the game stands right now, the only progression is losing health, really. So there's that I can see, at least. So there's no strong incentive to sort of keep exploring and building up something, because you are not building up something, that you're only losing your health. So it's sort of lacking a bit in the game loop, game design aspect there, I think. But I like the character art and enemies, and the movement is nice as well. And besides the unclear aspect of exactly how these arrows work, and what's the point of these, I think, or most of the things you put in there, except for the attack things, I think it sort of plays well. The rooms, the combat plays well, and it was balanced well in difficulty. But yeah, I would have liked to see sort of where you could have taken this. So thank you very much for the game.